Hello, I'm Jessica Jarlvi, and I'm here to talk to Polly Phillips, who is the Montegrappa First Fiction Award winner 2019 at the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature. So congratulations, Polly.
Oh, thank you so much.
So was this the first competition that you submitted to?
No, it actually, I had entered this same competition. This was the third time I had entered it. But after I didn't have any success with my first two entries, which were part of the same manuscript, I had a long, hard look at the manuscript, and although it was a sort of labour of love, I realised that it just wasn't going to get there, and so I've put it aside, and maybe in time I'll go back to it, but I thought I'll do a fresh start, new, as if I'd never entered before, and yeah, so I tried again with a new manuscript, and yeah, I won.
That's brilliant. How much work did you put into the submission?
Quite a lot. I think having had the knockbacks or just not getting anywhere with the first two, it had become quite important. I really wanted to do my best, and I realised that maybe I hadn't put enough work in or hadn't really got any feedback with my first two entries, and I think maybe that was the difference.
I would completely agree. I think that's key, that to seek feedback from other people before you submit to a competition.
And it's quite a hard thing to do, because you're sort of sharing a part of your soul.
Oh, absolutely. Exactly, especially that first time. It's really tough, isn't it? But then it becomes easier.
And also trying to find the right people to ask, because you could ask your husband or your best friend and they're going to say, oh, it's amazing, great, and that actually very sweet but means nothing.
True.
So I did a couple of courses, one of which was run by you. And I actually asked a friend who I thought would be quite honest, and she was very positive, but she did that, what's it called, is it the praise sandwich, when you do a positive,
exactly,
then the negative, then the positive, so that you sort of don't go away feeling terrible. And
exactly. I think sometimes it's quite tough to give constructive criticism as well, because you don't want to offend somebody, and you know how if somebody's so passionate about their writing, it's really hard, but at the same time, you do want people to improve, and it is subjective, so you kind of have to learn to take it or leave it. So do you have an elevator pitch for this novel?
I did have an elevator pitch, but because the novel itself has shifted, it's become a bit darker and a bit more psychological. I'm not really sure that the elevator pitch is still valid.
Right.
But
it's still about friendship.
It is, and so the elevator pitch is, what if the one person you trust with your life is actually trying to ruin it?
So intriguing. So how did you come up with, where did the inspiration come from for that book?
A toxic friendship, actually, that I'm no longer in. I think I am lucky. I've got a number of amazing friends, but I think also in my life I've had some difficult friendships, and I think there's a real light being shined at the moment on female solidarity and the power of female friendship, and I think we do forget that there is also a competitive element in some of these friendships, and some of your friends, particularly when you're younger, may not actually have your best interests at heart.
No, that's really interesting. So how much have you written so far?
So I feel like I've actually written the first 30,000 words probably about 3 times. So in some ways I've completed it, but 30,000 words, brilliant, times 3. But yeah, I feel like I've got a strong plan, and I'm hoping that in the next 6 months I'll get the remaining 2/3 down.
How do you stay motivated to keep going, to finish that manuscript?
I think winning the competition has been a huge boost from that perspective. I'm sure I'm not alone in suffering from crippling self-doubt. And I think when you're writing into the darkness, you've got no idea. And maybe you have a day when you think, this is amazing. And then the next day you read it and you think, oh my God, this is awful.
Up and down, isn't it?
And because you're, at this point I am just writing for myself, it is hard to stay motivated. But I do think if I'm sort of having a rubbish day, I think, well, you did win the competition.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a chance, and Luigi, the judge, who's a well-known London agent, as you know, he was really positive and really helpful. So it's trying to hold on to thinking, rather than in a normal position, when I finished it and feel it's ready for submission, I would be sending it out blank. At least I now know that it's something that he's interested in. He's had a look at the way the plot develops and given some pointers. So I'm hoping that I would then be sending it to a friendly audience.
Okay, no, that's fantastic. That's really interesting. And do you have a certain writing routine?
sugar.
I recognise that.
Sugar.
Yeah, I eat lots of chocolate when I write.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing that stays constant. But,
Right.
Having a young family, as I know you do,
Yeah.
a routine for writing to
Yeah.
develop can be quite difficult.
Absolutely.
So I generally write around the school hours. I'm also quite a keen runner, so I'll get my run out of the way in the morning, then I'll sit down and write if I can. But life often does get in the way,
Exactly.
which is frustrating. And I guess that ties in with the motivation when you're not feeling that motivated, or you're sort of thinking, is this going to go anywhere? And I don't have any time. It can be easy to feel despondent, but to push through.
Fantastic, cool. Well, congratulations, and I can't
thank
wait
you.
to read the finished novel. Does it have a title? A working title? No, it might change, but...
Its working title
Yeah.
was Keep Your Friends Close.
Oh, nice.
But I think now it's taking on that darker element.
It might change.
Yeah, it might change.
Yeah. Cool. Well, congratulations. Lovely chatting to you.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Charles Nahhas, who is the distributor for Montegrappa in the Middle East and the sponsor of the Montegrappa First Fiction Prize. And this is the winner.
Hello,
Polly.
Jessica. Hello,
Hello,
Polly.
good to see you again.
Nice to see you. And guess what I've got over here?
This is the prize that we've been waiting for. It's been, as you know, weeks in the making. You met Mario when he was here, and he was starting to work on the design that you gave us. And now this is the pièce de résistance, if I may say. The prize has arrived, and I would like to show it to you. So thank you, Jessica. So it has a little box with a plaque, and it says Polly Phillips, winner of Montegrappa Prize 2019. And if we take that up here, you can see with all the stuff that comes with it.
Ink as well.
So there's an ink bottle there, and the pen itself, which is sort of kept very safely in a plastic. Sorry, maybe not
Super
the
glam.
way we're supposed to present it, but at least it keeps it nice and safe from tarnishing because it's sterling silver. And that's the pen. So
Oh my god, it actually looks just like a dog.
it does, doesn't it?
It's amazing. Oh, should
That's
I?
incredible.
It's the Burj Khalifa, because that's where I live. Anything is possible, because it is. And the dog.
It's amazing.
Fabulous.
Thank you so
And it's got all the
much.
specifications that you requested, with the nib size, and it's in the yellow
And the yellow, yeah.
celluloid colour.
Oh, it is
Beautiful.
amazing.
Really
Congratulations. Polly.
Congratulations.
So much.
Well
It's very
deserved.
exciting.
I can't believe it. Thank you.
Good. Finally. So the video we had from when Mario was here, and we took some shots of the pen as he was making it, were much more simple. I think you remember it was like an outline at the time. So,
Yeah, I was
if
wondering if you were
look
going
at
to
the
colour it in.
detail, You'll see how they, and each shade is just a little tiny brush stroke, and so you can see the amount of, you know, I find it incredible that this sort of contrast can be done all entirely by hand, just by these tiny minuscule brush strokes.
How long did it take?
It's, well, it took until, I mean, we rushed to get it for today because I wanted to sort of bring it today as you were going to be here. So it's taken till now, basically. It was ready, I think, on Thursday last week. So
It's amazing, isn't
from
it?
the time that he came out, so he started working on it
Just
a
over
2 days
a month.
before he came to
Yeah.
Dubai, so pretty much a month.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So
It's
there
the
you go.
confidence, isn't it? The idea that if you make one mistake,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he obviously hasn't.
No, it's very meticulous. The guys are incredible. So there you go. The
Thank
prize,
you.
the prize
Aww.
is there, and congratulations, and may it inspire you
Yeah,
to great things.
exactly. Fingers crossed. Fantastic.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you very much, Charles.